What is up, guys? It's your host Rishi from Talks with Rishi, and this is a new series called The Weekend News. And in this series, we take a look at individual stories in the news and we outline them in a streamlined way for you to see the whole week and what happened inside of it. So let's get right into the video. So before we get started with the video, I just want to let you guys know how this works, okay? So every Saturday, Eastern Standard Time, I'll upload this sometime around 6 or 7 p.m. And it's gonna be from last Sunday to this Friday, or this Saturday if there's any important news stories that happen. And it's pretty much just gonna go from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way down to the end. And every day we'll be talking about different news stories that happen throughout it, and what happened, the importance of them. And I also put a link to my research pages in the description. And hopefully I'll try my best to get these out every single week. But if nothing really happens that week, I'll still try to get it out, but it might be a little shorter. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, let's start off with Sunday. So on Sunday, something pretty bad happened in Quebec City in Canada. There was a shooting at a mosque, the Islamic Cultural Center on Sante Foy Street on January 29, 2017. So 6 people were shot dead and 8 others were wounded. The only man charged in the shooting is Alexandra Bisonette. Sorry if I mispronounced the name. A 27-year-old man. The victims range from age 35 to 70, said the police. And there was this comment from Prime Minister Trudeau. I'll put it up on the screen for you as well. It was with tremendous shock, sadness, and anger that I heard of this evening's tragic and fatal shooting at the Cultural Centre Islamique de Quebec, located in Stefoy neighborhood of the city of Quebec. We condemn this terrorist attack on Muslims in a center of worship and refuge. So this is some pretty bad news. 6 people were dead, 6 people died that night, and 8 others were wounded. My thoughts and prayers go out to anyone that's affected, and let's move on to the next day. Alright guys, so on Monday, January 30th, 2017, there was one big story in the news. It was that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, fired the acting Attorney General, Sally Yates, at night after she instructed the Justice Department to not argue in the defense of Trump's immigration and refugee executive order. So just a little background knowledge, what this order is it blocks the people from 7 majority Muslim countries from entering the US, either just for travel, for refuge, or for anything else that or business. It just blocks them on concerns of terrorism. And I'm not going to comment on this because I don't want to be biased toward any side. I'll just tell you guys the news. So he fired her because she did not want to argue in the defense of his Immigration Act. And I know she has the right to think whatever she wants, but if she's working, the power, she has to act in Trump's interest as he is the president. So that makes sense why he fired her. But I don't really know what led up to it or anything. That was just one big story in the news. And Trump is going to appoint another Attorney General that will help him, obviously, argue in the defense of his Immigration Act. This was an Immigration Act that he promised to the people. It's probably a reason why he got voted in as the president. And I'll keep you guys posted on if anything else develops in the story. Alright, let's move on to the next day. Alright guys, so we are now on February 1st, and a few news stories happened today. So the first one was President Trump took to Twitter to kind of argue Obama-era deal with Australia, and this deal would send 1,250 refugees staying in the Pacific Island camps to the US, and exactly what he said was that do you believe it? The Obama administration agreed to take on thousands of illegal terrorists from Australia. Why? I will study this dumb deal. So pretty much he's gonna study this deal, and if it doesn't make sense to him, he's gonna cancel it, which would probably put a negative effect on the relationship of Australia and the U.S. Yeah. Next up we have members of parliament in Britain voted 498 to 114 to grant the Prime Minister of Britain, Theresa May, to approve the Brexit movement. So this is a 2-year process to talks of the European Union on the UK's future with the European Union. And yeah, that's about it. Those are the major stories for today. And let's move right on to the next one. Alright guys, so February the 3rd, which is Friday, was the last major day for news in this week, so it's the last major day I'm going to cover. Nothing happened on the 4th and nothing happened on the 5th, so that's about it. So let's get into the news. So firstly, an Iranian missile test happened, and the United States is imposing sanctions on companies and individuals that were related to this. The Trump administration slapped sanctions on 13 individual and 12 companies. They imposed sanctions on 1 Chinese citizen, 2 Lebanese citizens, 4 Lebanese companies, 5 Iranian firms, and 1 UAE firm. And this is the latest Iranian missile test since it signed the nuclear deal with the U.S. And I guess Trump wasn't happy about it. I guess I strongly know that he thinks that this nuclear announcement or this nuclear deal with other world powers was a huge mistake. And if there's anything else, again, I'll let you guys know in a future episode. Also, in the morning, the Louvre in Paris, where the Mona Lisa is held, along with many other famous art pieces, and there was this man who was 29-year-old Egyptian who lived in the UAE. He came to Paris on a tourist visa. He brought 2 machetes at a gun store, and at about 10 a.m. he tried to enter the Louvre's underground shopping center. He charged the French soldiers with a machete, was shot and wounded. 1 soldier was lightly wounded. Luckily, no soldiers or any civilians got hurt in the attack or got killed in the attack. The soldier went to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the Louvre shut down for the rest of the day. So yeah, this is all the stories that we're covering for this week, and I'll see you guys in the conclusion.